It is Derby Day in San Francisco, and it's also the final match day of the USL League 2 NorCal season. And today I am going back to Kezar Stadium to watch the SF Derby between SF Glens versus SF City. Now, of all the SF Derby that I've tended to, this is probably the one that has the most impact in terms of the playoffs. And while SF City, they pretty much have nothing to play for. They're pretty much eliminated from the playoffs. For SF Glens, they have everything to play for coming into this game. Following Almaden FC getting a draw yesterday to clinch themselves into the playoffs and the top seed in the USL League 2 NorCal standings. That means it's now between SF Glens and Project 510 in terms of getting the last spot in the playoffs to make it into the playoffs of the USL League 2 season. And while Project 510 did get a win yesterday, if SF Glens does get a win in this game, they would actually tie with Project 510 in the standings, but they do have the tiebreaker over Project 510 because of goal difference. But they have to win this game, and it's not going to be easy against an SF City team that, even though, like I said, they have nothing to play for in this one, they would definitely love nothing to not only get some bragging rights in this game, but also knock their biggest rival out of the playoffs. So yeah, it's a massive game in terms of this. I'm absolutely buzzing to go to this game, just like yesterday when I went to the NPSL Golden Gate Conference Final. So yeah, let's see how the latest chapter of the SF Derby will be written today. Let's go soccer. So I've just arrived here at Kezar Stadium, and as you can see, both teams are doing their pregame warm-up. These are the SF Glens player doing their pregame warm-up. I can tell because they're wearing green. And then over there on the other side are the SF City player doing their pregame warm-up. Still got about 20 minutes before the beginning of this match. And now it looks like both teams is heading to the center circle. And in just a bit, we're going to get ready for the start of this SF Derby between SF City and SF Glens. And the referee gets this SF Derby underway. SF Glens will be going with their road green kit going from left to right, while SF City will be going with their yellow and black kit going from right to left. As we are underway on this beautiful Sunday afternoon for this SF Derby here at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. A couple of episodes ago when they were playing against Davis Legacy, as a ball rate jiffer, and it's in the back of the net, and SF City makes the first statement of this derby. Well, the fans celebrate here in the stands, and well, what a way to start this derby here with an absolute golazo from about 25 yards out. And not even 2 minutes into this derby, SF City takes a 1-0 lead. They need to defend here though, as here comes SF City. That's a good little move there, and it's saved by the keeper as well. That was a great build-up there from SF City, and the keeper for the Glens has to come up with a save. It's a corner coming up here for the host. Looked really flat here in this game, and that's a giveaway. And now, can SF City punish the Glens for that bad mistake? It's a long looping ball that's over the head of everybody, and then he's trying to go for a bicycle attempt. That was a bit ambitious there. And another effort is going to go way wide there. Lengthy injury break, as now here comes the Glens as that player was dancing around as the ball whips in, and this one is going to go over the bar there and onto the roof of the net. There's only a one-man wall here for SF City, which is kind of surprising considering this is pretty close from goal where you can try to just whip this one in. Said he's going to dink it in toward the back post, and it's right to the keeper. And again, it's just like what we saw about a minute ago, where there was some opening there on that left side. And this time, though, one of the Glens players was able to get something to it, but just not enough to get past the keeper. It's a long lofting ball, and that's going to be over the bar, as it's always tough to try to hit that one off the volley, but not a bad effort. And that is going to be the halftime whistle. Halftime here at Kezar Stadium. It's SF City with a 1-0 lead over SF Glens. So it's halftime here at Kezar Stadium as I'm now making my traditional walk to the other side of the stadium. And at halftime, it's SF City with a 1-0 lead over SF Glens, courtesy of an absolute golazo that they scored just 3 minutes into this game. I mean, I cannot believe he struck that one from about 35 yards and put it into the back of the net. But certainly in this first half, SF City has been by far the better team in this one. And the Glens, they got to wake up here in the second half because they know the season is on the line. They just have not been good enough at all and haven't really shown any urgency whatsoever. So that's definitely going to be something that we'll see whether or not if they can do. But certainly for SF City, if you're the manager of the team, it's kind of more of the same because they have definitely frustrated SF Glens a lot. They're basically being very, very good in terms of defensively and then going forward on the build-up. You know, their finishing might be need to be a little bit better heading into the second half, but man, their build-up has been incredible here in the first half, and if they can continue to do so, don't be surprised they might get that second goal. But certainly it's still all to play for here in this derby, and let's see what this last 45 minutes in this SF derby is going to give us. And now it looks like both team is heading back on the pitch, and in just a bit we're going to get ready for the start of the second half of this SF derby between SF Glens and SF City. And the referee gets the second half underway. Well, still all to play for in this SF derby, but most importantly, for SF Glens, they'll still need to score 2 goals in this game to come back to win because, like I said, the scenario for them is easy. They need to win this game if they make it to the playoffs, so draw or a loss is not enough to make it. But for SF City, they would hope that it's more the same, and let's see whether they can potentially get a second goal here and maybe kill this game and kill SF Glens any hope of making the playoffs this season as we're underway again on this beautiful Sunday afternoon here at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. Isn't going to be a guarantee of them getting a win, as now the Glens is going to drive that one and it's going to go wide. So now here they come again. Oh, that's a good overlapping ball, and it's just over the bar there. But okay, you can see the clapping there from the bench. They're definitely appreciative of what they've seen so far, and it's starting to be a little bit better here for the Glens. They are going to cross it in. Oh, those 2 defenders didn't get to it, and in the end, they did some emergency clearance. The Glen still has it here, though, and it's in the back of the net, or no, it's not, because the flag is up. It is going to be offside here. And, well, certainly the Glens away supporters, they were celebrating there for a second, but the goal is not going to count, as looks like one of the Glens player did touch it, but he was in an offside position. So we play about an hour into this game, and it's still 1-0 in favor of SF City. And just a moment ago, we saw SF Glens thought that they got the equalizer, only to be denied by the flag. But certainly in the second half, they started to show more urgency. But, you know, SF City so far, it still feel like they're pretty comfortable. I mean, they're pretty much dropping a very deep line, which is making life tough for SF Glens to trying to break down. And, you know, if SF Glens is going to get back into this game, they need to break this low block down, as actually here they come on the attacking end, and well, it's a low driving shot, and that's actually ran away from them. But yeah, we got about 30 minutes left in this game. Let's see, will SF City hold on to get a big derby win and knock SF Glens out of the playoffs, or will SF Glens potentially get an equalizer and potentially have a chance to set themselves up to get another goal to win this and move on into the playoffs? This one most likely is going to be swinged in, and indeed it is. It's a good one, and it is going to go wide as, well, again, there was a couple of Glens player in that back post trying to head it in. It was a good delivery, but just no one was able to met to it in the back post to head it in. But most importantly, they need an equalizer here. They just haven't been able to find it so far. And SF City, here they come again, and that time is going to go wide there. I think that's the first shot that SF City has taken here in the second half, and hope that one of their teammate can do a flick or even head it in. Oh, it's a decent one, and that ball did bounce in the dangerous area. It's still loose there, as that is going to be side netting that he found it, and it looked like it took a deflection there. Oh, if there's going to be a second goal, this game is all over, and this could be a chance to do so, and it's just wide as, well, that was the chance to kill this game off and pretty much put the final nail in the coffin of SF Glens season. They just could not quite do so. And that one is given away, and now SF City, this is a chance to put the final nail in the coffin for the Glens as he chipped the keeper, and it is wide, and well, that would be a way to put the icing on the cake. And that one is blocked away. And that is the full-time whistle, and San Francisco will be painted yellow today as they have won this SF Derby over SF Glens. But most importantly, SF Glens is done this season. They're out of the playoffs. Project 510 and Almaden is going to be moving on into the playoffs. As final score here at Kezar Stadium, it's SF City 1, SF Glens 0. Now the SF City player there, definitely heading to the most hardcore supporter, the North Sider here, and also thanking the fans here of a massive SF Derby win. So it's just finished here at Kezar Stadium, as in the end, SF City has won the SF Derby as they win 1-0 over SF Glens. But most importantly, they have ended SF Glens' season, as the Glens, their season is done after failed to win this game and failed to get all 3 points to pass Project 510 in terms of that final spot in the USL League 2 NorCal season. And really, you know, they have no one to blame but themselves. They were just not good enough in this game. But all credit has to go to SF City. They definitely were looking like a team that not only they want to win this SF Derby, but they definitely look like a team that wanted to end SF Glens season, and that's exactly what happened throughout the 90 minutes in this game. So yeah, either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time with another Sports Hub series episode.